Hello YouTube and welcome back. You're currently staring at my garage side door, and as you can see we have some pretty substantial damage here. It's very rotten. Part of the reason why this is so rotten is because of the fact that we live in the middle of the woods here. So when it rains, everything stays wet for a long time, and also it's very shaded. So it's always kind of moist and dark here. And as a result, we have a lot of rotten wood. Also, if you take a look here, this is not something that's very obvious, but this little tread plate here, I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Might be called a threshold. This thing has been loose for a long time. The reason why is because under the door we're missing the seal. I think that came off a while ago. So the temporary fix has just been put random wood here, I guess. And as a result, this thing is just loose. It's not good. Needs to be fixed. I'm just doing some of the home maintenance projects before I leave, because I'm literally leaving for college tomorrow, and there's just some stuff I have to get done. But either way, we're gonna try and fix this the best I can today. I'm kind of out of materials and time, but I'll try and do the best I can until I can actually do a full solution here. But I think I'm gonna have to remove this door just to put a seal under it, unless I can. Oh, there's a squirrel right there. Hey, how you doing? Anyways, I think I'll probably have to take the door off of its hinges and put the seal back, so let's start with that. At this point, we're gonna remove the door from the hinges. So you could unscrew the actual hinge from the frame, or if it's possible, you can use something blunt, like a little tip like this, and then use a hammer to pound out these little center things. So once you do that, you can pull out these pins, and I prefer to do this with the door closed. And once you do that, you can lift the door out of the frame. I have the door inside now. Unfortunately, the new door bottom that I bought does not fit here. This was the closest thing I could find at the store, but unfortunately, kind of out of time here, so I went ahead and installed the original door seal. It's not too bad, it's okay, it'll do. Next time when I get the chance, I'll put in a new one. On the side here, there was a little bit of damage to the door. Not bad enough to the point where I would replace the entire door, but just to prevent some further degradation, I went ahead and put some door and window caulk there, and that'll hopefully keep it from getting more damage. But at this point, I think the door is fine. I went ahead and cleaned off the bottom as best I could, so I'm gonna put this back in the frame now and work on that. All right, so here's what I've done so far. I've gone ahead and put the seal that's kind of broken under the door there. Fortunately, there's just a lack of materials right now, but I'll definitely redo this at some point. This is just temporary, just to have this functional. This piece here, I was able to get secure. What I did is I used some construction adhesive. I don't even have the right tools to be able to drill into the concrete right now. Specifically, I don't have the right Tapcons, but at some point I'll probably do that. I was able to adjust this piece here with these screws. So now if I close the door, it does seal properly. I will show you on the other side. So at this point, what I'm going to do is use an oscillating multi-tool and just try and replace some of the wood here that's rotten. I'll probably cut it somewhere like here, depending on how much wood I have, just so that way the rot doesn't continue. But at some point, I might just replace this entire door frame if it's possible. Used my oscillating multi-tool here to cut out as square as I can the rotten pieces. So now all I have to do is just brush up all of this garbage. This piece here seems okay, so I'll just caulk it here. But I'll just put some new boards here. I might have to put some spacer blocks here just because it's not perfect. But either way, we'll get it done. This is the donor piece I'm using. This right here is another piece of exterior wood. It's not the same size, so I will have to use my table saw and shave it down a little bit. I think I also found this in a dumpster, but it'll come in handy for this temporary repair. There we have it. This is just a temporary spacer block. It's just a scrap piece of wood so I can attach stuff here. Of course, this is not pressure treated or anything, so I just painted the end grain. Again, this is more designed as a temporary repair until I can do it properly, but for now, this will hold. All right, guys, there's been a slight change in plans. The original donor piece I selected was not as thick as this actual frame is, so at this point, what I'm doing is taking some scrap 2x4s I have and just machining them to the perfect specifications here. Of course, like I said, this is temporary. Eventually, I'm just going to replace the whole door frame when I have the time. but this just has to last a little bit till I'm back home again. So here I did a little channel here with the table saw, just so that way this weather stripping can slip in there. And I'll probably paint this whole thing, and hopefully that's all set. But let me just slide this into that channel. As you can see, I've gone ahead and nailed the pieces in. Looks a little bit suboptimal, but you know what they say, some caulk and paint make me the carpenter I ain't, and I'm not a carpenter. So we're gonna go ahead and caulk this up and paint it, and hopefully it'll look all right. It's the next day now, and as you can see, it doesn't look any better. The nice part though is that this piece, the threshold, is pretty solid now, so at least that's a fix. And the door properly seals if you take a look at the other side. But now what I do have to do is sand this part down with an orbital sander, just to hopefully make it look a little bit nicer. We can go from an F to an F+, but after that we'll paint it. All right guys, the job is quote unquote done. Of course, it doesn't really look good. It's a little bit aesthetically challenged, if I do say so myself. I mean, it looks good at night because you can't see it. Unfortunately, this is not really my best work, but sometimes you just have to do things to get by. Again, I'm kind of out of time here, and I'll redo this at some point. This is just to prevent any more damage and moisture from getting inside the house. So this should hold for a little bit, but again, sometimes in the real world, you have to do stuff like this. And yeah, I guess that's why I showed it off. Thank you for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.